Hey everybody, it's Steph from the Hot Move Podcast, and it's been quite an eventful past 24 hours. Obviously, with the passing of Dikembe Mutombo, great NBA defender. Sad to see him go, especially at a young age, at only 58 years old. And then also MLB legend and Cincinnati Reds great Pete Rose, right? Dies at 83 years old. Leads the MLB in hits, three-time World Series champion. Was just an absolutely phenomenal player. Okay, and we also know that it seems like his career is a footnote, as opposed to, it's a footnote compared to the gambling trouble he had when betting on his team in 1989 in baseball. Banned him, broke one of the cardinal rules, and it's at some point, man, it passed the statute of limitations. I feel like, listen, I know rules are rules. Rules are there. They shouldn't be broken, especially if MLB has a hard stance on betting. And we know about the whole, the Black Sox scam, the White Sox Black Sox scandal was in 1920 or 12. I forgot what it was. Wow, you know what I'm saying. So baseball is very strict on that. But I mean, at some point, for a player like Pete Rose, I feel like there should have been an exception. And I'm gonna play a clip that Stephen A had on First Take, because he absolutely goes ballistic on MLB, and I agree with everything he absolutely said. So I'm gonna play the clip, and I'll get back to you guys in a moment.
And I get that. And from a factual perspective, his story is his story, and nobody's refuting that. But a pox on all the damn houses of all of those Pete Rose critics. I can't stand y'all. Y'all make me sick. This nation, the unforgiving nature, how judicious we are, or just how we try to change things up for our own liking. It really is disgusting. This is the all-time hits leader, right? Let's put stuff in perspective here. 23 years in Major League Baseball, all-time hits leader, held the record in games played, plate appearances, at-bats. What we're talking about that he's been banned from baseball is him betting to win on his own team as their manager. Because of what he did as a manager, they tried to erase 23 years of commitment, of excellence. Doggy, do you know what I say about Pete Rose? He has the greatest nickname for any sports figure in history. How can it get any better, Shannon, than Charlie Hustle? How can you get a better nickname than that? Right. Literally known as a superstar because of effort. Because of effort. And back then you weren't getting paid that kind of money. Do you know that for over like a 10-year period, he played like 96% of his games? It's 162 games a year. And the man played 96% of those games, okay? As a player, it is undeniable what he did. And because he bet as a manager, what you said was, we'll take your gloves and we'll take your cleats and we'll take all of this. And oh, by the way, but we ain't taking you into the Hall of Fame. In 2016, you can let the Reds induct him into their Hall of Fame, but you can't put him in Cooperstown, okay? In 2022, when the Phillies were honoring their 1976 World Series championship, and he was a member, he was there after COVID. It was delayed 2 years. Oh, you could do that, but you can't be in Cooperstown. Who the hell do they think they are? And the feed that'll watch the American public let these hypocrites get away with literally trying to eradicate and erase him from our memory, knowing they profited off of him. Remember, those games was aired. When he had the 44-game hitting streak, that was aired. When he sat up there was breaking records, it was aired. When he was in the World Series, it was aired. When he passed away yesterday, what did we do? We put him all over the screen. You think people weren't watching? You think the networks don't benefit from talking about him?
Okay, so you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say with his issue with MLB and the treatment of Pete Rose, right? I mean, there were so many players that are in the Hall of Fame in different sports that have done way worse than what Pete Rose has done, okay? And the fact that, look, man, they've profited off of Pete Rose, whenever they can mention his stats and stuff like that, they'll mention Pete Rose, right? And the fact that, the Reds allowed him into their own Hall of Fame, the Phillies allowed him to a ceremony. I mean, there were just so many things that baseball did to allow him somewhat back in, but not fully into the Hall of Fame, right? They have his gear, they have his hats, his bats, gloves, shoes, whatever. They have it in the Hall of Fame, all right? But for some reason, this cardinal rule that happened 30 plus years ago, they can't let up on it. I mean, it's like he basically served it seemed like a life sentence with the MLB. Okay, no reports of him taking steroids. No reports. I mean, look, he's never cheated the game. Okay, Stephen A. says he has the greatest nickname in Charlie Hustle. He's giving the game everything, and yes, he's taking accountability. He's made a mistake. He's atoned for it. And they brought up a point of just kind of like and he was talking with Mad Dog and how and fast forward, here we are today with FanDuel, DraftKings, ESPN Bet Now, right? We have all these betting platforms that's in bed now with pro sports, okay? You think that they can have a lighter tune and make an adjustment, considering that he's in his 80s, all right? And what's sad about all of this is that, it would have been nice of baseball within the last 2 years, 3 years, even like 5 years, 6 years ago, 8 years ago, to just be like, the man is older, he's atoned for it. Okay, we'll make this one exception, but y'all damn sure never ever get caught betting on games. But for Pete Rose, he's a legend. He's a legendary player. And I felt like for him to not have his moment to be in the Hall of Fame. It don't matter now he's in the Hall of Fame, he's dead, right? It'd have been better while he was alive to allow him in the Hall of Fame. I mean, it was cool that the Reds put him in their Ring of Honor and all that stuff. That's cool. Okay, I'm glad he got to be alive to see that. But just with the hypocrisy, I'm glad Stephen A. flamed up the media and baseball, MLB, for not pushing to get him in the Hall of Fame, right? Just an instant ban. Just absolutely crazy to me, considering the length of time that it's been. Okay, he didn't cheat the game as a player. It was really the one season or whatever season he was a manager. Okay, season manager in 1989. It was in 89 that he was betting. Who knows? It probably wasn't the years prior when he was a manager. But it's just an absolute shame. So RIP to Pete Rose. I think people can look back and appreciate Pete Rose's career, his stats, and what he's done for baseball. He's absolutely a Hall of Famer for sure. And I think everybody knows that. But it is nice to just have the title, right? To make sure that going forward, future generations do not forget the type of player and his contributions to the game, man. Stephen A. is on the money on this one. Absolutely flames MLB for letting it drag out to the point where the man is dead now and can't be honored as he should. I know it's betting. We all that, the Cardinal, all that. I understand it's the Cardinal sin. You can't, but exceptions can be made. Exceptions have been made in the past for people, and why couldn't Pete Rose be one of them? Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.